It's about to be a giant crash.
Are you expecting a major market crash?
I am going to show you when
it's very much 1929-ish.
Is this the worst market crash
This is the
ever?
biggest crash we'll ever see in our lifetimes.
If you're thinking about moving to Houston, Texas in 2024, but you've been sitting on the sidelines because you are waiting for the market to crash, well, I've got some news for you. It's not gonna happen. See, this is my 2024 market prediction, and I know you can watch a bunch of different YouTubers telling you what they think is or isn't going to happen here in the market, and there's a whole lot of fear mongering out there. But guys, we get a lot of people reaching out to us from YouTube looking to move here from all across really the world, not just the country at this point. And we have a lot of touch points on what's actually going on here in the market here in Houston. So we sell hundreds of homes per year right here in the Houston area. And let me tell you what I expect is actually gonna happen here in 2024. See, starting in August of 2022, everything here started to shift. We saw the peak of prices at the height of post-COVID pandemic, basically where everyone was scrambling to buy homes here, and then all of a sudden something changed. Interest rates started to go up, and as they crept up, home buyers started to sit on the sidelines. What used to be an affordable option with low interest rates, some as low as 2.75% interest rates. I know people that are in fixed 30-year loans at those from just a couple of years ago. Those days are gone. The prices started to skyrocket through COVID, and all of a sudden, what used to be an affordable option no longer was. Until August of 2022, and then prices started to slowly come down. It took about 6 months for people to adjust their expectations, but sure enough, at the beginning of 2023, we actually saw a pretty consistent market here in the Houston area. Because interest rates were continuing to rise throughout the year, it kind of slowed things down in what's normally a pretty seasonal market. You see, here in Houston, typically this time of year, which we're filming this first day of February, but usually about the second week of January, things start to pick up here. Little spoiler alert, they've started to pick up here, and we'll get to that here in a minute. But typically what you'll see is things start to pick up, but that was offset with the fact that interest rates were currently rising. The Fed kept raising rates, which was causing interest rates to rise. There's a correlation there. And long story short, kind of slowed things down here last year. It wasn't necessarily like a crash or anything like that. What it actually did is, as rates went up, prices started to find themselves coming back down. And that wasn't a bad thing. We really needed prices to come down. Prices here had gotten a little bit out of hand, and at 7% interest rates, you just couldn't afford a home here anymore. And what used to be doable was no longer doable. But the first people to figure this out and to adjust the market were actually the builders. See, the builders are very responsive. When COVID was taking place, they were the first one to raise prices. They knew that there was money on the table, and that if you didn't buy the home, somebody else would come and buy that home. But as they started to see the writing on the wall with the Fed raising interest rates, these builders actually started lowering prices. And I would say about summer of 2023, builders really found their price floor. Some builders at the beginning of 2023, actually Weston Homes, they had their record quarter in their company history. And it was because they adjusted. They lowered their prices. They started offering some bigger incentives. They stripped down some of the features in the homes that they were building to make them more affordable. And ultimately, they brought those prices down to offset those high interest rates. And so things here in Texas, especially here in the Houston market, they continued to boogie along. But here's what's happening now. I'm gonna make this statement. I think we've already seen and just saw some of the best deals that I think people will get in real estate moving forward. And I'll explain why here in just a minute. But I truly believe that people that just bought, and you still might have a chance here because I do think that prices are about to go up. But I do think that the people that just bought or buy before really spring, summer of this year are gonna get some of the best deals we're gonna see in real estate. And here's why. The Fed stopped raising rates. In fact, they announced that they don't plan to raise them at all in 2024. Some people are guessing that they might even lower them. I don't know, that's hearsay. We'll see what the Fed does. But regardless, just the fact that they're not raising them actually caused mortgage rates to come down a little bit. They're in the mid sixes at the time that we're filming this. And what I've learned about people is after about 6 months to a year, people adjust to things. I've been in this real estate market for 9 years, and I've seen rates as high as close to 8%, and I've seen them as low as 2.65%. After about 6 to 12 months at a certain interest rate, people start to adjust and they regroup and they make a decision on whether or not they're gonna purchase. And that's happened here, but as rates come down, here's what's gonna happen. Prices here are gonna go back up. They're gonna start to go back up to where they were coming from at the peak of COVID. There's a couple things happening with pricing here in the Houston area and really all across the country, but we have inflation. We've already been in an invisible crash that you just can't see. Let's just use a home that was $300,000 back in 2020. Before COVID really took off, a home that was $300,000, very affordable, very nice home. And what happened is that same home at the peak of COVID was selling for $425,000. Crazy appreciation, 33% appreciation, give or take. It was wild. Well, at that peak, things started to come back down. That home that was $425 is now trading around $350. So it came back down about $75,000 as far as the sales price goes. So it was $300,000 before COVID, then it peaked up at $425, and then it came back down and settled at around $350 right now. But here's the difference. The Federal Reserve printed a ton of money. They flooded the country with money with those stimulus checks, and inflation went through the roof. And so really what happened is, if we didn't have all that inflation, I do believe prices would actually be back where they were pre-COVID. Like, that's where they came. It was this big bell curve. But the problem is they can't get as low as that because they printed all this money. And what used to be $300,000, it just is $350,000 now. Labor costs went up, material costs went up, and you saw the dollar just get worth less. You know, I joke about this, but it's true. Back in college, I would get Chipotle for $6. My same order now with double chicken, $17. That's crazy. So it's more than double. Just the cost of food, just to go out to eat, to go buy your groceries, to get gas. Everything is more expensive, and that's gonna be the case with home prices as well. I think we're at a price floor. Now, unless something absolutely crazy happens, like we go to war, something wild happens with this upcoming election, I won't even go down that rabbit hole. But outside of some really crazy things, cyber attack, you name it, outside of those factors, I have every reason to believe, based off the fact that interest rates are slowly coming back down, tons of people are moving to Texas. When it's bad in other places, it's not as bad here. Every reason to believe that we are going to be right back in it with a seasonal market here in Texas. And I think it is just gonna haul butt through the summer. And so here's what I'm seeing right now. We're filming this February 1st. We're gonna get it live as soon as possible. It's already picking up. And I know this because we get over 100 buyers per month reaching out to us from our YouTube channel looking to move here. We've got 26 agents and counting. And our whole team is built out for people just like you looking to move here. We're specialists all around the Houston area. And we help people relocate from, like I said, across the country, across the world. We had so many more people reaching out this January. It's that time. People see the writing on the wall, the prices are low, interest rates are coming down, and the people that are gonna get the best deals are the people that contract on homes now to close, during the summer or towards the end of this year. Because what's gonna happen is, as those interest rates start to come back down, as buyers start to flood back into the market, the first thing that's gonna happen is builders are gonna pull those incentives that they've been offering back. I have seen some crazy incentives in the past couple of months. We're talking builders paying all of your closing costs. I've seen them buying fixed 30-year interest rates down to 3.99% in some crazy cases, which is wild. That costs the builder sometimes $25,000 just to buy the rate down that much, which is wild. They've really pinched their margins, and I think what's gonna happen is when they're not struggling to sell homes anymore, which, newsflash, they're actually not. We talk to these builders all the time. We post a video and they sell a couple homes pretty quickly. And anyways, they're gonna start pulling back those incentives. Then what's gonna happen is, the only reason prices are where they're at with builders right now is because they need to keep moving inventory so they don't go out of business. And so they've squeezed their margins. As soon as they know that interest rates go down a point, they're gonna raise those prices $30,000. And we've already seen it happening. We have a client that just closed on a home who wanted to buy another home in the same neighborhood a month later, and that same home was $13,000 more if he wants to buy it today. So that's happening. That's gonna continue to happen, and it's gonna pick up into the summer. And so here is my market prediction for 2024. I think we are back. Gone are the days of prices pre-COVID. Today, I'm gonna make this statement. Well, it's recorded, it's public. I don't think prices get lower than they are right now. I really don't see that ever happening. At the rate that things are going, if interest rates come down at all, prices are gonna go back up. There's a ton of development going on here in the area. There's a lot of people moving here to Texas. There's a lot of good things going on here in the Houston market. I see zero reasons based off of labor cost of materials, demand for housing here, interest rates where they're at, and the desire for people like you watching from across the country or around the world to move here to the Houston area. And so for all of those reasons, I predict that prices are going to go up. Interest rates are gonna come down, prices are gonna go up, and the best deals are gonna be the ones that people jump on here pretty soon. And so while there's a lot of doom and gloom here in the news, I think one of the biggest mistakes that people make, and I talk to people all the time from all across the world, the biggest mistake they make is they apply global or US headlines to the Houston housing market. And let me tell you something, all of the doom and gloom that's been spread all around the country, guess what? It hasn't happened here. Sure, buyers are on the sidelines, but they're okay. We're not seeing tons of foreclosures here. People are just, stuck in the home that they purchased a couple years ago. They might not have been able to upsize to that dream home, but guess what? They're on the sidelines, they're waiting just like everybody else. Everyone's telling themselves the story, well, if I could just get to 6%, or if I could just get to 5.5% on these interest rates, then I will buy. Well, guess what? You and everyone else. Here's the deal. The best deal you're gonna get is buying at today's prices and getting tomorrow's interest rate. If you want to buy your 20-year family home, buy it now. If you can make it work, buy it now. Maybe we can do a 2-1 buy down, artificially buy down that interest rate for 2 years, give the interest rates the opportunity to come down. But we talked with a bunch of different lenders, and let me tell you, especially our preferred lender in-house, we are expecting to do a bunch of refinances here in the next 9 to 12 months. The writing is on the wall for that. And so I wanted to get this out to you guys. If you're thinking about moving in 2024, start the conversation today. A lot of people think their timeline's a year out. Well, if you want new construction, guess what? Some of those homes that are going to be available, well, first off, any home available this summer is already being marketed, and the longer you wait, the fewer options you have. If there's 20 options in a neighborhood for you for a closing in June or July, if you buy today, then a month from now, if you contract, there's 15. The next month, there's only 10. And if you wait until the summer, you're gonna show up and go, what the heck, I missed the whole selling season. So the deals are happening now for the summer, so just know that. And then if you wanna close on something before the end of the year, you need to start that conversation today, especially new construction. Now, the resale market's different. We operate in both. If you are looking to get into a resale home, what you wanna do is you still wanna talk to us now. We'll set up that search and we'll see how many good options meet your budget and criteria. And if you've got some good options now, then it's safe to assume you're gonna have some great options in the summer. But if you have no good options now, it's good to have that conversation early so that you can reset expectations so that you have a game plan here going into the summer. As I mentioned, it's already gotten busy here in a couple of weeks. It's gonna be spring break. You're gonna see a little lull, and then it is going to just pick up and be craziness through the summer. So as I mentioned, we got 26 agents. We're here, we're growing, we're ready to help you guys out. So if you need anything, my name's Kyler Ferris, broker owner of Ferris Realty. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us a quick email. That way we can help you make a smooth move right here to Houston, Texas.